Alright, so imagine Skyrim, but way bigger, like twice the size. And with the kind of crazy combat Pearly Abyss is known for. That's Crimson Desert right there. We have been waiting for this thing forever. And now that we have finally enough information about this game, it's looking like a total beast. 135 bumbleclad gigabytes in a single player only game, and definitely not in a Souls-like. So if you're expecting a Souls-like game, hate to break it to you, sorry, it's not a Souls-like. It's basically an everything RPG where you're leading a mercenary group called the Grey Mains through a massive world. Today I'm breaking down the map, the combat, and all the weirdly deep systems that you need to know about, like building your own camp and even riding dragons. Is it too ambitious? Maybe it's too ambitious, but let's look at what we are getting at the end of the day. So you were playing as this guy named Cliff. Cliff is the leader of the Grey Mains, but things go south pretty soon, pretty early on, and his crew kind of gets scattered. And most of the game is about you finding your people and rebuilding that village or rebuilding your mercenary. One cool thing here is even though it's a scripted story, you're not stuck with just one play style. As you play, you unlock new characters. In total, there are three. We've seen a guy with a musket. We've seen a tank character. They call the uncle. He looks like an orc. They all have their own moves and animations, so it's not just the same sword swinging for 60 hours. Every character is original, and every character, like all the three characters, all feel really smooth while playing. The map is called Paiwell, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. And honestly, the scale is kind of nuts for me. The devs say it's bigger than Red Dead 2 and double the size of Skyrim. So they're going for a Bethesda vibe rather, meaning they want you to actually explore the map they're putting out there. They're not just putting an empty space out there for it to just look big and get the player excited with nothing inside of it. It's full of content. There's a lot of fog of war, so you won't be just following TP points and running around. They actually want you to explore and find hidden caves, solve puzzles, stumble into ruins, etc., etc. And for getting around, you have horses, you have bears, you have dragons, which is like crazy cool, and mechs. I don't know what I feel about mechs because I don't know if mechs really fit into this style, but we have everything. Plus, there is a day and night cycle where depending on which daytime you're in, the cutscenes even look different. Next point I'm going to be talking about is combat and getting stronger. The combat, if you're tired of the perfect parry or die, like Souls-like games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and so on, you will probably like this game better because it's not a Souls-like, like I already talked about it. It's all about aggressive combos and flashy moves rather than the perfect dodges. If a boss is kicking your ass, you can just go back, become strong, like get stronger, come back and beat the boss's ass. So it's not like you're forced again and again and again against one boss like a Souls-like game. You grow your character by finding artifacts and blueprints. There's not a ton of artifacts and blueprints that you can gather or gain with luck. You need to defeat bosses in order to gather the artifacts and the blueprints that you want to unlock and have. The weapon durability isn't a thing in the game, so your main gear is always ready to go. Next point up is the life and the camp systems. The part that surprised me is the gray main camp. It's basically a life simulator inside the RPG. You can farm, you can range, you can upgrade the base, You can even send your companions out on missions while you're off doing something else. Everything you do there is like cooking or crafting actually helps you in a fight. Later on, there is also a weirdly cool bounty system in the game. If you cause trouble, you get a bounty on your head, which actually means your attack power goes up weirdly. And for completionists, there is fishing, gambling, horse taming, and deep customization for your characters. You can even dye your armor piece by piece with colors you find in the world, so that's pretty cool in my opinion. My closing thoughts are that Crimson Desert is actually trying to do a lot. It's a single player game with no microtransactions and it's massive. If they actually pull this off, it's going to be a problem for every other RPG out there. But at 135 gigs, it's a lot to download and a lot to promise. What do you guys think? Is this the RPG you've been waiting for, or is it just too much going on at once for you? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.